Our first wounding of separation in this world is our birth, the sudden act of being cast from the safe, predictable womb into our own separate body. Our birth holds a place in each of our psyches for the rest of our lives. This first wounding of separation expresses itself as the regressive urge of withdrawal and self-comfort. Stay inside, isolate yourself, control your work and your relationships. Don't go out there. After this initial separation at birth, we begin to develop our mother complex. The mother complex is a Jungian idea of a universal pattern in the collective unconscious, representing nourishment, security, and protection in its positive aspects, and devouring possessiveness or overwhelmment in the negative aspects. In other words, the mother complex is how we model nurturing relationships in our lives. If the initial caregiver isn't up to the task, the wounds from this mother are either overwhelmment or abandonment. Overwhelmment comes from the mother who burdens the child with her own emotional needs or with the task of fulfillment of achievement that she never pursued herself. Abandonment refers to the lack of nurturing connection that the boy needs to feel loved and protected. A wound to the mother complex creates anger and grief, and for most men, this anger is essentially unconscious and undifferentiated. Regardless if there is a wound to the mother complex or not, it is one of man's greatest personal developmental tasks to achieve a healthy separation from his personal mother. Jungian psychologist James Hollis observes that whenever and wherever we see men seeking to control women, we are seeing fear's ugly work, the regressive tendency of the mother complex in action. Men operating with fear might seek to subjugate, use, or exert influence or power over women through controlling finances, physical intimidation, emotional manipulation, objectification, and various other ways. The man operating with fear might on the surface seek to please and placate. He sacrifices his own needs and happiness to serve his romantic partner as a sort of unspoken contract. His sacrifice will lead him to expect loyalty, comfort, and sex, as if it were some explicit transaction. This behavior ultimately is about control and expectation. It is the double urge to get his own way and avoid confrontation through passive-aggressive behaviors. But how do wounded men recover any sense of consciousness and autonomy in our relationships? Hollis notes that true adulthood is a hard-fought prize. It is an existential responsibility for one's survival and growth. Every morning, the two demons of fear and lethargy sit waiting for us at the foot of the bed. No matter how bravely and boldly we sailed forth yesterday, these demons are back and would sully our souls if we let them. Rent is due every day, yet acting with courage and disciplined engagement every day eludes many of us. The appeal of the comfortable womb remains too strong. Yet the man who lays claim to true adulthood must rise above his negative mother complex, or else the same maladaptive scripts will play out again and again in our lives and relationships. Dr. Hollis notes that inside each of us are the energies which serve life and can overthrow the demons of despair and depression, but it still requires that one summons the energy to confront pain, fear, and the regressive attraction of the womb. Today, tomorrow, again and again, in love of and despite everything. Hollis writes that a man's life teeters on that fine edge between regression and progression, between annihilation and individuation. He yearns for the cessation of the psychic stress which begins at birth, while the whole impetus of his genetic inheritance is toward the realization of his potential, both as an individual and as a part of his culture. To outgrow the mother complex, then, is not to deny our longing for safety and belonging, but to consciously bear the anxiety of separation and choose, again and again, to live from our own center, rather than retreat to the womb of illusionary protection.